Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. There's Porter. Just want to give you some video footage of the MBTA transit system doing some work over here. If you don't know, they shut down the Green Line service, E-Line, from Brigham Circle to right up here. This is where the VA hospital is. The Heath Street stop. So I guess they're doing some work on the tracks. Let's get a better look and see what's going on. And I thought they did an upgrade not too long ago on these tracks. I'm not too sure what they did though, so I have to double check to find out exactly what they did back then. I think it was more on the median. He's helping a gentleman across the street, which is a good thing. Let's see what's going on. I know they're digging up something. I don't know exactly what they're digging up. We'll find out in a second once we get up there. And those of you who don't know, we're going back some years now. The Green Line used to go down, all the way down South Huntington to Forest Hills, down Center Street. That was quite some time ago, but they got rid of that service, and now you're stuck with buses doing that route. They always get rid of a service but never replace it with the same service. So not too sure exactly what they're doing, but pretty good operation going on though. I don't know if they're replacing the tracks. Right, well, hold on. Well, these are the newer tracks that they have down there, so I'm not too sure what's going on. Those tracks that are there are the newer tracks. It looks like they got I see things that they're probably gonna do, like weld the seams together. So they want to make it like an endless track system to get rid of those little hiccups on the reel. So that might be what they're doing now. They might be just welding the seams together. They gotta weld them and then grind them down and smooth them out. But other than that, I'm trying to figure out what they could be doing here. I know they're spacing them out evenly around so that when they do it, it's evenly. So look, they might be doing a minor adjustment too. So that's the buses that are doing the route that the trolleys would normally do. So they're busing them from Heath Street to Brigham Circle. So he's going to be welding soon, so he's definitely going to be welding over here. But other than that, I see they get their connected. I call it the connected, but I don't know what the actual name of that is. It's to make sure that you have a secure electrical connection from between track to track. Or we'll call it the bonding, because that's probably the proper name for it. The bonding loop. So he's gonna probably start welding that little spot right there first. And that's the tedious job. You know, he's gonna find every single connection, weld it, grind it down, and smooth it out. Yeah, he's probably got the toughest job right there, doing the welding. What's up? And those turns are always tough. Don't look, I know, it'll mess up your eyes. I got you, buddy. He said when he starts welding, don't look. I guess the camera could look, but you're not supposed to look directly at the weld because it has what you call it? It has like a brightness that could mess up the back of your eyes. It definitely would damage your eyesight, especially if you look at it for a long period of times. It could cause temporary to permanent blindness, or even worse. But yeah, you shouldn't really look directly at that stuff. I don't recommend it anyway. So he's welding over there, and they get the crew over here. They're just looks like they're adjusting the tracks, because if you don't have those tracks adjusted, the wheels get real tight on the turn. They do a lot of squeaking. So you really got to get those tracks adjusted the right way, so you have a smooth transition. And for years, the MBTA didn't really do a lot of the track maintenance like this. In the last last 30 years or so, they started welding the seams, so the tracks, it's a more smoother ride. I don't know if you guys ever noticed it, but on the old elevated Orange Line train, you used to hear these like little hiccups on the rails, and that was the little hiccups was the metal going over the metal tracks. But now that when you ride the Orange Line or any other line, it's a more smoother ride, so it's none of those hiccups going over the tracks. Like I said, this is a very, you know, it's a tedious job because you gotta adjust every single track. You know, you gotta move it over or whatever you gotta do to it to get it right. Just want to give you guys a little bit of footage of This is not easy work, guys. This is definitely, I would say 100% of it is all physical labor. There's no computer that's going to do this for you. Those are the special tools of the trade. That's probably the only trade that's going to use those kind of tools. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick pan. I'm not gonna like look at the guy actually welding, but you guys can look at him. I guess what they're trying to do is, it's like a double track, and they're trying to make it evenly all the way around. Good morning. Like 5 minutes to 7 over there. Get up and get out. That's typical for him. Let me see if I can, on my lunch break, see if I can take it to a mechanic and drop it off. I'm gonna ask him how long it's gonna take to do it. I said if there's a mechanic down the street and if it's a square, I'm gonna ask him how long would it take for him to do it. If he can do it like in a couple of hours, I'll drop it off on my lunch break. Usually open early. Let's check and see. Yeah. Either way, I'll check it out and see. 80. Yeah. That's not easy right there. That's a lot of physical labor. the inner tracks are what the train rides on. I think the outer track is what protects the inner track from the asphalt, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the whole line has an inner and outer track, and one's to protect the. Because if you didn't have the outer track, then all the asphalt would be laying against the inner track, and that wouldn't be too good either. Because the train needs something to ride on, and that'd impede the wheels from moving. So this whole thing is a double track system. And this is the return. So the tracks is the return voltage of the DC current. The actual feed is the upper lines above. So that supplies 600 volts DC current to the train cars, and the return current is on the ground. So that's where the return is, or you call it the neutral, but it wouldn't be considered, well, you could call it a neutral, or the negative. And just so you know, DC current is more dangerous than AC current, for the simple fact that it has more kick to it. And if you touch it, I believe, I never tried it, but I believe it locks you onto the current rather than knock you off of it. So AC current will more likely knock you on your behind. DC current will more likely lock you onto whatever you're touching, and you won't get off. I don't know this, but I believe that to be true. I'm not going to try it to find out. This guy's telling the other guy to leave. I don't know who he's talking to though. He said leave that guy alone, he got a job to do, but I'm not too sure who he's saying that to. He's looking in that direction over there, but I don't see nobody in that direction. Maybe he's just talking to himself. Yeah, these guys got a very tough and tedious job here. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's having a good time over there though. Yeah, when you guys go home from doing this, if you ever done this kind of work, you will, if this is the, say for example, this is the first time you did this kind of work, you will be sore from the arms all the way down to your feet the first couple of weeks until your body gets used to it. Just swinging that sledgehammer alone is hard enough, never mind all the other stuff you got to do. Now, just doing it for the first time is not too bad if you only do it for like 5 minutes. But if you do it for 8 hours a day, that's when you know about it. And that's the problem we have with a lot of young people in this society. A lot of young people have never done physical labor before, and they don't adopt any trades to keep their mind occupied. And I think we need to implicate more of that in the city, educating our youth on how to do physical labor rather than just pushing a button all the time. Like, most young kids know more about video games and computers, they didn't know anything about mechanics and building stuff. So it's very important that we educate our youth on building and constructing things. For the youth, they are 100% of our future. So it's a little food for thought for our political leaders out there and educational leaders. We don't have enough trade schools out there for the young people, at least at a young age anyway. I wonder whatever happened to the, I wonder why they ever got rid of the green line going down South Huntington. I know people would definitely use it because they use the buses. Maybe it wasn't cost effective, who knows. So he's got the most tedious job right there. He's still on that same line. And you gotta get it, you gotta weld it the right way. If you don't weld it the right way, it won't hold and it will just crack. So that's an art of its own, is welding. And I believe I think that's TIG welding, if I'm not mistaken. It's either MIG or TIG. It's kind of hard to say. Wait a minute. Maybe it's, I'm not looking at it now, but I could be wrong on that. That might be arc welding. I'm not no welding expert, but I think he's arc welding. And he's the most important guy in the whole crew. Like, these guys are doing a tough job, but if he doesn't do what he does, the trains don't get that smooth ride that they're looking for. This guy's just having a good time over here. Let me give him a little fame. He's basically talking to himself because there's nobody else he could possibly be talking to. Hello? What time? Oh, okay. I'm over here at Heath Street looking at them doing work on the tracks. Right. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. I just want to give you a quick look at them doing work on the South Huntington track line on Heath Street. And they're gonna bring out a second welder because to speed up the process. And I tell you, it's a good trade to have, because welding, there's so many different types of welding and methods of welding. If you know how to weld, you can do so many different things. And welding alone is an art itself, just in general. So this guy right here must be real good at it, because he's doing a pretty good job. And I'm not going to look at it because of the sparks that are coming out of there. That will mess up your eyes. You don't want to look at it to find out the hard way. Unless you got some real dark sunglasses on. And this kind of work it could be dangerous too, so you gotta be careful. This kind of work could be dangerous. Alright guys, just gonna head up out of here. Just want to show you what they're doing in the city. Hey, you're doing a good job, man. Keep up the good work. Take care, be safe. Now what kind of welding is that? Arc welding or what kind of welder is that? Miller? No, what kind? Is it arc welding?
Yeah,
arc welding, okay.
That's why you can't look at it.
Gotcha.
Hurt your eyes.
You got it, buddy. Take care, be safe. Alright, it is arc welding, okay. I was getting, hey, take care now. I was kind of confused on the I know the machine's a Miller, but I didn't know if it was MIG or TIG or arc or, but there's so many different methods of welding out there. But he solved the mystery. It's arc welding, and that guy is doing that guy is gonna be there all day making noise. If you look for some entertainment on Heath Street, you can come up there and catch the guy just making noise at the corner. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. Just wanna give you some information on what goes on in the city, and that's something that has to be done. If you don't do that, then there's a lot of things that can happen. The trains don't ride smoothly. You could possibly get a derailment, and a lot more can happen. But you got to maintain the tracks, and that's what they're doing. And a lot of people don't see this because they usually do it at nighttime. But that kind of operation there is probably so big, it's probably easy to do it in broad daylight because you got better sunlight on seeing it. And one very, very important thing before I shut this off: if you're ever driving on the road, do not try to put all 4 tires on the tracks. I seen people do that, and the outcome was not too pleasant. So do not put all 4 tires on the tracks. You have no traction, and you will lose control, and you will hit something, or something will hit you. So that's some food for thought for you drivers who drive on the try to drive on the tracks, and you new beginners who haven't driven before. I never tried it, but I won't try it either. But I seen people try it, and I seen the outcome of it. One day, if I see it again, I do a video of it, so you know what I'm talking about. But do not put your wheels, do not put all 4 wheels on these tracks. You will have a problem. See, well, that's a double wheel system altogether, so that's a little bit different from what they got down there. Alright guys, until next time, and there's Porter. Catch you on the next one.